Assalamualaikum, my name is Arun and I will present question 1, which is define the consumer price index. The consumer price index is a measure of the average change in prices paid by consumer for a basket of goods and services such as food, healthcare, or shelter over time. It serves as an indicator of inflation and track how much the cost of living changes for a typical household. In Malaysia, the Department of Statistics Malaysia compiles the CPI monthly. To sum up, the CPI can help firms understand pricing strategies and consumer monitor their purchasing power. So, this is Malaysia CPI year-over-year growth.
Assalamualaikum, I am Najah and I will continue presenting on the second part of the first question, which is A. Demonstrate the calculation of inflation rate. Inflation rate is the percentage increase in the general price for the goods and services over a specific period of time. So we calculate the inflation rate by using the Consumer Price Index. As you can see from the slide, the formula is CPI for current year minus CPI for previous year over CPI for previous year times 100. In this case, I will take the CPI for year 2022 and 2021. So I will put the value of CPI in the 2022 and 2021 in the formula. So the formula goes like this: 127.2 minus 123.1 over 123.1 times 100. And from that, we will get the inflation rate, which is 3.33%. That's it for me. We will continue to the next presenter for the B question.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Najah and I'm going to be explaining about the general effects of inflation to a country. Number one is less purchasing power. The most obvious impact of inflation is that it hurts your purchasing power. If you can't buy as many goods and services as you did before inflation, your quality of living will diminish. Especially for those with lower income consumers tend to spend a higher proportion of their income on necessities than those with higher incomes. Less purchasing power really hurts families that were already experiencing financial hardship. Number two is inflation. Inflation really fits on itself when it's high. A little inflation can signal a healthy economy. For example, businesses, workers, and consumers will likely expect inflation to remain at 2%. But expectation of future inflation will begin to rise accordingly when the inflation rate accelerates sharply and stays high. As those expectations rise, workers start demanding larger wage increases, and employers pass those costs on by raising prices on output, setting off a wage price spiral. In the worst case scenario, a poorly thought out policy response to high inflation can end in hyperinflation. And lastly, number three, inflation raises interest rates. Government and central banks have a powerful incentive to keep inflation in check. The approach is to manage inflation using monetary policy. When inflation threatens to exceed a central bank's target, typically around 2%, policymakers can raise the minimum interest rate. Restricting the money supply will result in higher borrowing costs throughout the economy.
Hi, my name is Fina and I will explain to you about question C, which is how the COVID-19 pandemic has brought a decline in the consumption in our country. For the first one is fear and uncertainty, which is the fear of contracting virus and uncertainty about their future have also influenced consumer behavior. Many people are choosing to save rather than spend because they're fearing an economic downturn or potential future emergencies. The second one is lockdown measures, which is government have implemented lockdown measures to curb the spread of the virus. These restrictions have resulted in the closure of non-essential business, limited travel, and disrupted supply chains by reducing overall consumption. The third one is changes in social activities, which is social distancing measures and restriction on gatherings have led to changes in social activities such as dining out, attending events, and travel. This has resulted in reduced spending in leisure and entertainment-related expenses. Overall, the COVID-19 pandemic has leading to a decline in spending across various sectors as individuals and business. And that's all from us. Thank you.